This episode of Dungeons and Dorkheads is brought to you by Green Man Gaming. Head down to the link below to get some fantastic deals on video games and shop with confidence, knowing that every game on this site comes directly from publishers and you get a fantastic deal in the process. Not only that, this video is also brought to you by XSplit. Head down to the other link down there and get in on the fantastic family of products that XSplit has to offer, including XSplit Broadcaster, which is a fantastic program for live streaming, video recording, and even making this video that you're watching right now. Head down to the link below. And let's not forget, this show wouldn't even exist if it wasn't for the great people making Foundry Virtual Tabletop. Head down to the link below. Foundry Virtual Tabletop is perfect for all of your virtual tabletop needs. It's very easy to set up, very easy to mod, very easy to get all of your game systems working, including D&D 1st Edition, D&D 5th Edition, Pathfinder, Fallout Pen and Paper, even Bunkers and Badasses. Head down to the link below and try out Foundry Virtual Tabletop absolutely free. And last but certainly not least, we need to give a big shout out to the folks at ForgottenAdventures.net for their dedication to the craft of map-making assets, virtual tokens, battle maps, Clip Studio brushes, and builder packs, all available on ForgottenAdventures.net. Link down below in the description. Bonjour, dorks, dorkheads, and everyone in between, and welcome to tonight's episode of Dungeons and Dorkheads.
Well, let's
What?
Guten Tag.
We did Guten Tag a few...
Well then, buenos noches.
sessions
Get off my case.
I'm running out of ways to say hello in multiple different languages. Pretty soon I will take to Google Translate to look it up in, Zambian or something.
Well, actually, I said goodnight. If we're clarifying.
They could be watching this in the evening. we don't know. I mean, the premiere goes out at anyway.
Starts the session. Good night.
Anyway, so Coco is
yeah.
out this evening. Hunter,
you changed your record button right so it doesn't, stop again.
We changed that last session.
Oh.
Yeah,
I don't know how to
it's
stop
been like
recording.
that a few weeks now. Anyway, so Coco is out, so I don't know how much we're going to get done. I would hate for them to miss out on the upcoming heist, because that's what we're planning, and we'll get into all of that during the recap. And then immediately following this recording, I have to go back into the editing room and start getting ready for the Halloween stream, because Halloween's tomorrow. So, yeah, I just dated the recording. I'm so stressed. Anyway. Alright. Who's ready to go rob the rich?
I just am.
I too support communism.
Okay, eat the rich. So, where we left off... Where we left off, the party had made its way to Whitefall, the human capital and the largest city of Adia. After a delightful walk around, coming in from the south side, slowly looking all around, and stopping by a fantastic little pastry shop just down the street from the academy, and then circling all the way back around in fact, making a very neat little loop around the city center. The party found their way over to the, let's see here, what did I name it? The Fernwind Cafe, where they met, let's see here, get my notes out, where they met Sir Reginald Huxton, butler of the Lockhart family, and secret aide to Adeline, who revealed to the party that Mr. Lockhart, Adeline's father, has been making some shady overseas deals that could get him in trouble. Big trouble. Fortunately for the party, they happen to know that he keeps the receipts for these shady transactions locked in his office in a safe. And that's when a whole load of guys showed up and tried to kill them. And then it was revealed that Reginald can very much handle himself in a fight. In fact, he is level... Shit, what level did I make him?
8.
8.
Question.
Yeah. He's higher than all of you.
I feel like there's a question we didn't ask though. Like, I know he's a tough monk, like a tough monk and everything like that, but is he hot?
Well,
Like, he got that salt and pepper going on, or...
you didn't really notice while you were busy fighting, and then, given that this was a bit of a kerfuffle, and, you kind of trashed the place, one man exploded himself.
Good times.
And then, the shopkeep showed up and said, "Fuck you! Get out of my store!"
This sounds like a him problem.
At which point you did have to very quickly get out of the store because the guards were approaching, and you retreated back to where you parked the Fat Rat, which is the name of your airship,
Beautiful name.
and that's where we left off.
That did not answer my question.
Okay, so
I'm not asking as like my character. I'm just asking you as a player. But did you make him hot?
I mean, he's in his 50s. It's like,
And salt and pepper or like silver, like kind of like hot older man. Why not?
he's got a
I'm
bit
just
of a
saying.
John Cleese look going, yeah.
Okay,
But
very important. We have to know who's hot and who's not.
That's what I modeled his voice after, actually. Anyway,
Gotcha.
so you've retreated back to the airship. What does the party wish to do?
So, question. I guess this is a question for Adeline.
Yeah?
Why doesn't your butler just take care of it? Dude, like, punched out 3 different guys and has full access to the mansion.
She turns and looks at him and is like, I needed the money. Okay, look.
Very fair. Have you seen the taxes out there?
The taxes are indeed atrocious, but I was always on Adeline's side, and she ordered me to be her eyes and ears on the inside. When she came back and said she needed a plan, I saw this as a golden opportunity. I am not actually permitted within the study. No one is, except for the master of the house.
Well, does it have any obstacles in that room, like golems or, I don't know what else sort of things would be in a room like that? Because it's probably heavily guarded, or at least something, because there are golems. So,
He looks at you and says, "The only security would be the local guard. We do keep a guard contingent within the grounds, of course. All noble families do."
yeah, then. A bit more comfortable.
Starts looking at all of you as like, "Right then, how shall we do this?"
Well, probably the first step would probably be going in there when nobody's around, or I guess maybe knocking out the guards so they wouldn't notice.
Finding the best time, maybe, I don't know if they work in shifts or something of that nature. Whatever would be the easiest way to slip in.
That would be the night shift. And if I can get my hands on his schedule, I can figure out when the master is out of the house.
Yes, it'd be beneficial if he's not there. And if possible, if there's any back doors or other types of things where anything we can use in a pinch.
That would be difficult. Especially considering the study is all the way on the 3rd floor.
Are there windows up there?
And before you get any ideas, don't even think about flying this airship over there.
I mean, that would be a big, obvious, "Hey, we're coming over here" sign. It's kind of hard to miss it, so that's a given.
Well, that and the Central District is a no-fly zone. The Griffin Riders will be on you in a matter of moments.
Understandably. Otherwise, if there are windows on the 3rd floor, that could make for a simple way to get out.
Do we have any sort of teleportation magic that would make this easier?
I'm gonna pretend you were walking out of the room as you said that.
Oh, is that not clear?
It kind of faded away.
My audio better not be coming out of a weird place. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah. Do we have any teleportation magic that would make this easier?
I mean, what I was thinking of, if it's depending on what we need, like if we just need to grab, like whatever we need to grab, if I can grab it and add it to my pack, if there's a window, I can wild shape. I can be a bird and just fly out, or something of that nature. There's a lot of options.
Well, yeah, Esther can join you in that if that is the plan.
Let me.
It's just, it would be getting there that would be the main part, because I don't know if it'd be the best idea, because I don't think I could properly fly up there through a window and then, unwild shape and not come into problems, because I'm probably gonna need help depending on what we have up there. I'm not gonna know. I'm not gonna be able to see every trap if there is one or anything like that. Who knows what I might run into in there?
The no-fly zone has.
The top floor does have windows, but none of them open. There is, however, a balcony that you might be able to utilize.
I could do that. Otherwise, not every window may not open, but doesn't mean you can't break it down.
That would alert the guards, who would in turn alert the rest of the guards, who would alert everyone.
Of course.
You get-
Depends on how you do it.
You see the problem we're having.
Yes, I'm just saying there are ways we might be able to work around it, but our main goal is we need to get up there. But once we get what we need, I'm hoping we have a way, and maybe I can help with that of getting what we need and just leaving and making sure we secure it.
You might be able to scope out the location, as it were.
That would be beneficial.
Indeed. Adeline still has a pass into the Central District. Word hasn't gotten out that the guards are to apprehend her yet.
Any idea when they might know of that, or do you think we're good in that regard?
We were sufficient in hiding her during the brawl earlier. With any luck, they still don't know she's here in town.
That's good. That's good. Well, whenever you guys are ready to, I'm down with us finding out more about this and scoping out the place.
It's already. Don't have much else to do. Well, okay, maybe my books. I can search for those, I guess. I realize not much.
I like that. I'm not doing much, but my books.
There's a library then in there.
Spoken like a true introvert. You get in there, this fucker stole my books! And just bagging all of them.
I guess I'll roll to see if they have one of my books in the library then.
Okay. So we have a plan then. We're heading back out on the town.
I am I'm gonna have to take off my clickety-clack metal armor.
Is this the perception?
Duskin, Duskin looks at the party and says, I have no strong feelings one way or the other.
Fair.
First I think you would walk off, but whatever.
But hey, depending on what we run into, you might be able to bash some heads in.
He looks at you and says, I have no strong feelings on that one way or the other.
Bullshit. Dustin would love to bash heads in.
You notice you also notice he's kind of T-posing. It's not really a T-pose. It's the arms are just kind of. They're not T-pose. They're at like a 45-degree angle.
Anybody feeling a sense of dominance being asserted over us?
And pose, I guess. I got an 18 for searching the library, so I'm assuming I found one of my books.
We will cross that bridge when we actually get there.
Okay.
Speaking of bridges, we're headed back into Whitefall. You guys are coming from the south side again, because that's where you parked.
What the hell's the Massive Heart?
That is the Love Hotel.
Oh, yeah.
You noticed that on the last time you came through.
Some guy outside of it who looking to fuck.
Say, Relic, is there a place we can swing by to pick up a Gambeson or something?
A what?
Yeah, probably the clothing store.
We're doing a stealth mission, and I'm wearing scale mail.
Oh, yeah, no, totally. There's shops everywhere in this town. Yes.
It's a very good idea. You are a noisy boy.
Okay, so
then Virgil like flick the armor to make the ding noise.
You just kind of like pat me on the back and I jingle.
For me, I flick it so it makes a loud ding noise. Just ding.
And like that's under like my fucking preaching robes. you just flick it.
You sure
okay, so we've got an agenda. What are we doing first?
I'm gonna swing by and grab the cheapest armor I can find, so I'm not indisposed, but not,
Okay.
Whatever.
Make an investigation check. And
Okay.
depending on how well you roll,
relic?
that will be the price.
Oh, okay. I'm
'Cause, like,
going off of you said investigation. I'm going off of Relic's recommendation. So if they give me a shitty score, you know.
Add a proficiency bonus to that.
Okay, so then that would be 3 more.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Nice.
I rolled an 18.
22. Okay. Why does it say 19?
Because
he
plus
didn't-
1.
Yeah. he
So
didn't put
19
the-
plus 3.
Well, it'd be total plus 4 if it's the number was 18 was rolled plus 4 for all the bonuses, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Easy enough. You find the tanner, and you pick out some leather armor. You touch it, you stretch it. Seems pretty good. 5 gold.
What a bargain. Thank you.
You rolled a 22, and normally this goes
Okay.
for 10.
Yeah, got me
Straight
some
faced. What a bargain.
inconspicuous
It
leather
is-
armor.
It is unenchanted, uninteresting, and unremarkable.
It's
Just
standard
like
leather.
But it works.
Standard leather.
Hey, I'm wearing leather, so it's okay.
Just
It's
Regular ass
comfy.
leather.
It's got like cushions on the inside, you know, some nice fabric, but you know,
no, it does not.
Still, like,
it was in the bargain bin.
still, rip leather. It's just AC 11 plus Dex. Fucking
Well, yeah, it's
That's what I'm wearing, so.
yeah.
I'm just wearing clothes.
Yeah, buddy, because you're a wizard.
Imagine wearing armor. Can't relate.
Can't relate.
Mhm.
Can't relate.
I have mage armor.
I'd imagine that wizards would wear like some knee pads or something.
It's just
they
knee
could just
pads.
use.
No, clerics need the knee pads for all that praying.
Right, so, we got the armor out of the way, so you guys wanted to head straight to the central district?
Sure. Is that correct?
Okay. So you head along, you head through some of the market streets. You come to this very large, imposing wall with a very big, imposing gate, and it is guarded. The guards stop you, they look at you, and they say, "State your business."
Almost here. This is the library.
What?
I just wanted to visit the library because I've been trying to find my lost books, and I'm thinking one may be here.
Do
I
you
don't know.
have do you have anything to prove that?
My name's Amelia Hallwin. I think I have my name on my books. I hope.
Adeline, with her hood up, presents a small set of papers to the guard. He takes them, looks them over, looks back at her and says, "Are they with you?" She nods and like, "Right, everything's in order." Go on in. You forgot that you have a noble with you.
I know.
Right, so heading into the central part of the city, it gives off a much more regal vibe. The streets are cleaner, the plants here are far more organized and vibrant than they were outside. Some of the buildings in here are made with gold. And it's very apparent the houses around here much bigger. Like, in terms of where the rich people live, this is definitely it.
Well, I never thought I'd see this. Definitely couldn't be me.
Relic, you don't come in here often. In fact, would Relic have ever come in here at all?
Probably a couple of times,
Yeah.
but not terribly keen on it.
Not tremendously common. Anyway, heading down the street, you come to a very large plaza with a very intimidating fountain and an even more intimidating palace standing before you. And given its size and demeanor, you can tell pretty easily that this is the king's abode.
It just looks like a lot of wasted space.
It is common knowledge as of right now. Hang on, getting some notes here. I have them, I swear. Hang on.
Looks at notes, all it says is, "You're poor."
Well, yes, you are, but, yeah, okay. The current king is Frederick Black. He took the throne 30 years ago. When he was 10. Because the previous king died fighting alongside his troops during the Battle of the Gnome Lands.
Everyone knows that 10-year-olds are qualified to lead.
I demand a free candy.
There was no other heir.
Give me ice cream.
No uncle, no conspiring, unrelated person.
There was no other heir.
Not a soul.
I hate that other kid. Jail him.
Jail.
My boy from school, he's going to jail.
Relic, you're from town, so you know about the ongoing politics of the inner city. The current king is unexperienced and not great, but he's doing his best, and he hasn't done anything tremendously wrong to make the people outwardly despise him.
He's a...
They're just like, oh, he didn't do this thing. He's dumb anyway. And they just go about their day.
He's
At least he's nice.
He's kind of a bit indifferent at this point. But he's only been on the throne for 30 years.
Only 30.
Only 30.
That's a long time.
Eh.
I mean, compared to elves, that's nothing.
I know, with elves it can be nothing, but it's still a long time.
Yeah.
Just wasting elves will waste away so many of their years, man.
Anyway, you cross this very impressive bridge. It's very artsy. Very fancy bridge. Goes right over the central ravine, too. It's honestly pretty awesome. It's also at this point where you all notice that this district doesn't really have the same kind of crowds that the outer districts have. Like, the populace is much more sparse in here. There's a lot more guards looking around, and it's quite a bit of attention on your party, too, as well, especially given that you have a fucking tiger with you, but...
Don't judge!
Guard looks over at you. I'm totally judging! I want to pet it!
Very fair. It's soft as hell.
Right, so you cross the bridge. Adeline turns to you and is like, so my house is that way, but the library is the other way. Which one did you want to do first?
Maybe let's do the library before we go off the deep end.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
It's gonna be hard to go to the library if we're wanted, depending on how this goes.
Okay. Matthew, this is a church, by the way, Matthew. Very large, imposing, centralized church. Fanciest one you've seen in town so far.
Hey, Father Jacobs, that is a big-ass church. Wanna check it out?
I suppose if we have time.
I figure we can do so while Amelia checks for books. We don't have to be there long.
Very well.
Let's go pray for not our downfall, hopefully.
Alright, so Virgil and Matthew. Anyone else want to go with them? Okay. So
The party, get your Jesus away from me.
you two head into the church. Relic, Duskin, and Amelia, you head to the library, which is this green building over here. And remind me again, what did you roll?
I got an 18.
Yeah, you find it.
It was a 22
Okay.
after the pluses.
Yeah, you find volume 4.
Oh. Okay. No, that mine's the roll above Matthew Jacob. Tosi got the 22. I got an 18 or 19.
Yeah,
I
no,
didn't know if it was perception or history.
Yeah,
so.
no, you find volume number 4 of the books you're looking for.
Yes. I guess
Amelia in the
they
library.
are still books,
Finally!
right?
It is, you don't get your hands on it immediately. It's actually locked behind a glass case.
Okay.
Well, obviously, we just need to go to the front desk.
Yeah. Guess just show them my autograph and compare it to what's on the book itself, because I'm going to assume it's going to look very similar.
Okay, so you head, you go over to the desk. It's manned by this little gnome dude. He looks older. He's got those little glasses. And he looks at you. He's like, hello.
Hi. I noticed that one of my books that was taken from me is here. Do you want me to show you proof that's one of my books? I can just show you my signature to make sure.
It's probably not one of your books, but go ahead.
Right. She writes down her signature on a sheet of paper.
Okay. What does this prove?
The signature on the book should be similar. 'Cause I signed it.
Which book?
I signed on my book. The volume 4 magic book that's behind the glass shelf over there.
Oh, wait. Let me get the keys. And he reaches under the counter, ruffles around for, an uncomfortably long 10 seconds. And then, walks with you over to the cabinet and he's like, oh wait, not this key. Oh, it's not this one either. Hang on. Oh, it's not this one either. Hang on. Okay, that's the one. And it opens it up. Pulls the book out carefully. Gently sets it on a nearby table. He's like, okay, now what?
It's the first page should have my signature on it. That should be similar to the one I just wrote down.
Okay, he carefully opens up the tome, and the first page is blank.
What? Huh. Did you just... I don't even know how to react now. How do I... Now what do I do here?
Is it possible that this is the incorrect book?
It could be. I thought it looked similar to one of my books, but I guess not. What am I supposed to call my books? Because I know this is what you're trying to make me do. Is trying to figure out a name for what the book series would be called, and that's literally on the spot. I'm not going to figure out a name in just that short amount of time.
I'll let you think on that. In the meantime, we'll head over to the church. Matthew, Virgil, what are you two doing?
How insane does the church look on the inside?
The church, it's very, very fancy. It's built like Notre Dame.
Yeah.
It's got a frickin' mural on the ceiling. It's gorgeous.
Ooh. Hey, Father, do you have churches like this of the Night Mother? Because this is ridiculous.
We had one.
We had one. Had.
Yes.
If I had
Shame.
one!
Too bad they got it.
They got it.
Who's they?
Hey.
Liked
You
it
know,
too.
they.
I didn't catch that. What was that?
Liked it too. Brother Bernard was the leading figure there.
I see. Virgil does not see. He's confused. This is very vague. He doesn't know what's going on. He just listens and says, okay.
There was a church that presumably isn't one anymore.
He said they took it, and he didn't really elaborate on who they was. So he's just like, okay.
Poor Brother Bernard.
I'm sorry? Question mark.
Really awkward exchange.
Yeah, Virgil just like gives a pat on the shoulder, not knowing how to respond. He's very confused.
Oh no, Brother Bernard is fine. He oversees a much smaller church now.
That's good.
It was a very nice church that he used to have.
With murals like this?
It was not as large, but comparable.
I understand. I haven't been in one this big, and I don't know how to describe it other than ridiculous. I feel like this is a bit much, but I mean, what do I know?
Looking
Is there a specific god of this church? Or is
yeah.
it-
Looking around. Make a low DC religion check, because you're from Underdark. You might not know this god.
Depends, because well, I am from the Underdark. I spend a lot
It's
of
a
time.
really low
outside
DC.
Bend. One sec, I have to get my. Damn it! What? I clicked on the party by accident, and it shows the party as being an orc.
Don't worry about it.
Why is our collective an orc?
Don't worry about it.
I'm worrying about it.
Stop worrying about it!
We are.
Oh my god! I got a 1.
You have... You...
Is there anyone we can ask?
Your brain just kinda stops working.
Because I'm still trying to wrap my head around what Father Jacob said.
Like, you're looking around and you're like, but you throw up a little bit. Just a little bit. It's like, you know when your brain just stops working?
Oh yeah, I get brain fog a lot, so
Yeah,
I know.
you just had
Yeah,
a
dude.
brain fog attack. You have no idea who they're supposed to be worshipping here.
I fucking know, man.
And this is why I asked you to roll, because this is funny.
I'm just at a loss. Matthew, my head just. Who's the god here? I'm like holding my head, just like, ugh.
Matthew Jacobs, please make a low DC religion check.
I'm not from here.
Bob from accounting is.
Have a low DC check with a disadvantage.
What is the thing I'm rolling?
Religion.
Okay.
Damn! Easy enough. Like, you look around, like, you look back up at the mural and you're like, oh, that's Shannis, the widely worshipped goddess of harmony.
Kind of ironic.
Shanna.
In fact, down towards the altar, there is a large statue of the goddess herself. It's very well
Matthew's
carved.
just scoffing at how much color there must be in this one church.
Some
Right? That's why Virgil's just like, Jesus Christ, this is a lot.
Like some of the stained glass around here, some of it is in her image, others in her symbol. I mean, you rolled a 22, so it's hard to be absolutely sure. But you're like 98.8% sure this church is dedicated to Shannis.
Ah, Shannis. That makes it, but man, isn't it kind of ironic? I would say it's a little
I don't know.
ironic to have such a huge church here of the goddess of harmony, and we're dealing with one horrible man that's here. Virgil just shakes his head like, oh man.
They could be worse.
I mean, yes, but I hope Shannis has some harsh words to tell him once he's gone, and just like nudge him in the side a little bit.
Well, let us find somebody to discuss with. Maybe get a little insight.
Are you okay?
I love the vagueness of this man. It's
Find someone.
Maybe somebody would be interested.
Virgil puts like an arm around Matthew's shoulders for a moment and just pulls him close for a second, just to say, "Did I tell you how I love how unique you are?"
You can see in his eyes the coffee's just barely starting to wear out.
No, it's not, actually.
No, like 1%. Like his brain is like he is awake, but his brain is just.
Maybe we hold off on getting you another one of those for a little bit. Gives him a nice hefty pat on the chest and starts to like walk to go talk to someone.
If I may, real quick, I did forget to mention this during the recap that Matthew ordered a coffee that was basically a octuple cup espresso.
Oh,
Octuple shot espresso, and now he's gonna be
just-
awake for 3 days.
Yeah, he's fucked, dude. He is fucked.
When that coffee wears off, he will
What I-
immediately
guess
take
what I
2
meant
points of exhaustion and fall asleep.
The
honestly, more like cauliflower collapse.
the super hyper
He's gonna be on the ground.
you know, he's not a vibrating skeleton anymore, and it's only gonna go downhill.
It's okay, Virgil's keeping an eye on you.
But yes,
Right,
let us
so-
find somebody to talk to before his brain shuts off.
before he dies.
It's so...
So I guess we'd go up to one of like the like whoever would be maybe like the pastor or one of like the priest or priestesses
yeah,
that are there.
there is a priestess there, and she notices you, and she said, "Hello, children. Have you come to bask in the goddess's glorious light?"
Hello, my lady. And Virgil gives like a little like courteous bow. Says, "Well, yes, I'm not immediately familiar, and I was curious about, you know, this church and like the local area as well as your goddess."
Well, we don't generally see a tremendous amount of the common folk within our hallowed walls. We're more for the upper crust, as it were. Speaking of, do you have any monetary contribution you wish to give before the goddess?
Yes, of course. And I produce what is it? Like 2 gold that I have in my pocket.
That is most generous. Most generous indeed. Thank you.
Of course. Are you saying for here is most of the followers, is it mostly just the people in the surrounding area, not so much from the rest of the city?
The outer churches tend to that part of the flock. We deal with nobles, visiting dignitaries, the king himself, if he is feeling inclined.
I see. Very understandable with how gorgeous of a church this is.
Oh, you are most kind. You know, the church was built nearly 500 years ago.
Oh, wow. And it still looks in such great condition. I can see you guys keep it very well kept.
Oh, we... Hang on, I had something for this, sorry. Yes, you see, the construction was done with Roman concrete. We have no idea why it's called Roman concrete. I don't even know what a Roman is, but that's what it is.
I see. Is there much you can tell us about like the local area? We're quite new here.
Okay. Since you're from out of town, I'll throw you a bone. These people are so goddamn stuck up, I swear to the goddess.
I would only assume so. I understand. I'm not exactly one of nobility, and he just kind of like kind of slightly motions at himself, where it's just like, yeah, I'm clearly from like the Underdark, and I, have a bit of a tattered like, what is it, clothing, so I'm just like, eh.
I got transferred here from one of the smaller churches around town. I jumped at the opportunity because I thought it would be wonderful. I fucking hate it here.
I'll say maybe you need to transfer back because I don't blame you.
cannot.
This is a bit much for me even.
The father will not let me.
Ah.
But sister, if I may, you could always invoke a pilgrimage.
Mayhaps.
That is widely accepted.
Mayhaps, one day. But it'll be more like a vacation than anything else.
I myself am on a great pilgrimage.
Where is it you hail from?
Far off lands that I prefer not to speak of.
Oh, I see.
Lands I cannot return.
I see. You are one of the sad variety.
One of the few.
getting fucking roasted.
Yes, we have seen your folk from time to time, but it is very uncommon.
He's quite a unique and rare individual, our Father Jacobs. And just give them another pat. Look on the shoulder. He may seem a bit different from, your average, person, but he's a great comrade. And we love having him.
I do wish you luck on your journey.
And you as well. Hopefully you can, well, get out of here and take that vacation, because I think you need it.
I'm gonna run away. I'm going to Barthmont. No, not Barthmont. Further. A lot further.
Wish you
Yeah,
well.
I
in
say
your
we wish you the
endeavors,
best of luck.
Caldaria is nice this time of year.
You got this, sister. Get out of here once you can. Live your life. Live a happy life.
May you always spread the good pickup line of the goddess.
Oh, I didn't know it was that. Oh,
That's one way to spread harmony.
when we
Go in the
When we
love
go
hotel. I'm here to spread
to-
harmony.
Look, there's
When we go
like
to
5 sayings for goodbye we have here, and that's one of them. Alright, it's just...
when we
Very
do
unique one.
when we do leave, I'm gonna lean over and just kind of whisper, "Did we make a heretic?"
No. It sounds like she is still very involved. Like, she loved the other, church and everything, So she just hates this one because of the people that come in. I don't think that changed her love for her goddess. She's not a heretic. She's just trying to get out of a bad situation. I guess it would depend on your definition of
suppose-
heretic, because I wouldn't blame her if she needed to leave the church and, could just call it a pilgrimage. Just trying to make it make sense so she's not a heretic or anything. It's like,
To me, heresy is to abandon your values in convenience.
I don't think she's
But-
abandoning any values, because I believe she will bring, she'll be bringing the goddess with her and still, bringing that to other people, because the people here, man, I would not doubt. When it comes to nobility, it's dealing with them is one thing or another. It's not like they're holding those values very much. So I don't think I can blame her if she's going to people who will actually treasure those values.
I don't know how Brother Bernard put up with that, to be fair. I dealt with the common folk for a long time.
I understand. I mostly am, running into people just on the road and of that nature, and in towns and some churches when I'm doing what I do, but definitely not much nobility. But some people can be quite ungrateful. It depends. But, no issue to me. Virgil just kind of shrugs and is just like, eh.
Very well, let's hope our blessing gets us through this task of ours.
We can hope. Virgil just gives a
Meanwhile-
big grin.
Meanwhile...
Okay, sorry. I came up with a book name.
Nice.
Amelia's Spells and Other Types of Magic, Volume 4.
And you're Amelia?
Yes.
But there could be a million Amelias. It's a common name.
You said you wanted the book name. So I can prove it, so I can prove my signature, so I can prove that it is one of my books.
It's a common name.
How much is the book?
1,000 gold.
Oh my god!
He's very rare.
Because it's mine.
Yeah, because it's one of my books. It's the only one. It's the the only one I've made for myself. I don't know, and it's not supposed to be here because I was freaking robbed. So yeah, I would imagine the book that's specifically made for me would be rare.
He stares blankly at you.
What else do I do?
Continues staring. $2,000 gold.
You know what? Screw it. I'm not giving you that money. Bye. Not getting my book.
Okay. As you're walking out of the library, Adeline pulls you aside and is like, I can handle it later.
Fine, money.
You're doing me an enormous favor already. Let me do one for you.
Sure.
She gives you a nod. And, Relic, did you want to do anything?
Nah.
Okay. The group joins back up over here by the fountain. And Adeline points out this house. And she says, that's the one.
That's where you... Or, well... I don't know if that's still where you live or not.
I have not been back here in a few years,
Oh.
but I'm sure nothing's changed. Right, so what does the party wish to do?
Oh, we said we would wait until, like, the guards are gone, right?
Yeah, I mean, are we breaking in now, or?
I wasn't thinking about breaking it
Nobody
Comfort of
expects a
darkness.
daytime heist.
out. Yeah. But
I believe the comfort of darkness is what we want.
Do we have a floor plan yet?
Yeah, we're going to need those things if we can get them from our dear friend.
The butler turns to you and says, I was unable to procure the floor plans, unfortunately. However, if I might be but a moment, I should be able to go in and procure the master's schedule.
Yes, that would be a great help if you could.
Excellent. I will return shortly. He heads off inside. Adeline turns to Matthew and says, why don't you use that bird?
I can only send Esther so far before I lose vision.
I mean, we're right here.
That is fair. I'll see if
worth a shot.
there are any windows that are ajar or something of that manner.
Okay, so... You know what? If we're gonna do this, we're gonna do it right. So you had... You do your bird thing. Hang on, I'm getting it ready. Just...
100 feet.
100 feet?
Yeah, 100 feet.
That's the range on it?
I believe so.
Are you sure you were flying it all over, Riverside?
I didn't think it was any further than 100 feet. It was zipping.
Oh wait,
around
remember I was
town.
walking with him to make sure he didn't run into anything.
I don't think the map was more than 100 feet.
No, that was a
Plus,
town map.
Which I was walking with you though. I remember that because you couldn't see, and so I led you with the bird.
All right, so most of the players aren't going to be able to see, so isn't it? Your bird is currently on the roof. Coming around the corner, you do see the balcony here. It has a guard on it, but he's not really paying much attention to you.
It's just a bird hanging out by the chimneys.
It is indeed just a bird hanging out by the chimneys.
Do the chimneys look big enough for a person to go down? If that was one of the...
This particular one? Yes? Most definitely? But I don't know where that one ends up.
Yeah, that's the...
I am trying to find it. I know where this
Also
one ends up. I am not sure
probably-
about this one. That might be the kitchen.
They're both like billowing smoke, so I can't get a good look down it, probably.
No, not really. It's also dark and
Yeah. Just... It's some poor like nobles making a midnight snack, and then a party just fucking drops through the chimney,
also like
covered in soot.
I know it's dark. I thought you guys were gonna do
Yeah.
this at night. Just pretend it's daytime.
Sorry.
So just a little flight. Okay, let me...
You do note that there are windows here and here.
Suppose if you guys... How non-conspicuously could you walk me across the other side of the building? Because I guess it spans more than 100 feet from this general position.
We'll say that
Not
you're
to
hiding
mention
under a
the
tree.
Vertical or whatever. Oh, I don't know what I've done.
We'll say that you're hiding under a tree, so you can get about, let's say there. Other side of the balcony.
I've lost connection. Duplicated the bird and broke the server.
Oh no!
Oh shit! What the hell happened?
So, very least I'm able to establish. It's just gonna fly by the guard. They have no reason to suspect a bird.
As you fly
Doing
by, the
bird
guard is
thing.
like, "There's a bird."
There's a number of chimneys. There are 2 balconies that have about 1 guard each and a series of windows.
Okay.
Basically relaying that to the party.
Oh.
Hey, good to know.
The windows are not easy to see through from whatever angles. and they appear to be shut, as was reported.
Yeah, so they can't open. Do you see the balcony?
There's a front balcony and a back balcony. One is larger.
Gotcha.
As you're looking
The chef is
around,
looking at me.
you notice the chef here, and he's staring right at you.
Dude, that funky bird thing where you just kind of like tap at the what's the fucking term?
Peck.
Just kind of pecking
Peck.
at the shingles. That's the word.
The disease?
Yeah, the roof tiles, the shingles, just kind of like peck.
Make a deception check.
I don't trust that bird.
Bird stats. Well, technically, I'm birding at the moment.
The bird is sus. Sorry.
Bird up.
Yeah, he's looking at that bird like that bird's sus.
Okay.
He's looking at you. He's like, delicious bird.
Delicious. Going to leap over the what? The 35-foot.
He pulls out a spyglass and is now looking at you even closer.
No!
The chef has their eye on dear Esther.
He pats the guard on the back. He's like, "Hey, what kind of bird is that? Do you think?"
He's just like, it's a bird.
What kind of bird is Esther again?
They are a raven.
Is that rare in this part of the world?
Probably
No, it's probably. They don't. It might be weird for them to hang out on a rooftop. Just like they're awfully comfortable with people if we're this close.
I forgot to
Who
ever
keeps
ask,
looking
is
at you,
Esther like other ravens? Does Esther make weird noises or talk like a person sometimes? Because they're really good at mimicry.
They do the mimicry. I'm gonna try to fly away.
He
Emphasis on try.
notices you flying away. He's like, "Okay, now or never." And he's he's gonna try to skewer the bird.
Mid-air, it's take your attack roll. It's probably going to.
Does a 21 hit you?
Yeah, so the knife just like
Wow.
sinks into the middle of Esther and just like a dive bomb is. The bird just fucking plummets.
As the bird fades from consciousness, the last thing you notice is him running off the balcony. It's like, dinner time!
I look right at.
I suddenly don't like these people.
I look
even more
right
now.
at Relic, and I'm
Why
just
are
like,
they eating ravens? What's wrong with them?
yeah, I look right at Relic, and with no expression change, they're eating Esther.
Oh no!
No, not Esther!
Do we see
Why?
Esther like plummeting to the ground?
Yeah, off in the distance, the party, you notice,
I'm already questioning these people now even more. Like, what? Why?
you
Why
notice
do you
the
eat
bird
ravens?
trying to fly away, and then suddenly there's like this little thunk, and then just dive bombs.
I know Esther will come back, but man, poor Esther. No. Why don't they just eat a damn pheasant like they're supposed to? There's not even that much good meat on a rape. It's just Virgil's upset.
I don't know what you expect from uppity nobles.
A defeated look as like they
Oh boy.
For nobles, they surely lack class.
Well, I mean, technically, it's a chef for nobles, and they, you know, they're not being treated well. Everyone knows that.
Doesn't mean they have to take it out on the poor ravens.
Well, what else are they going to eat? If they eat anything that came from the manor itself, they'll get decapitated.
That seems a little extreme. Man, it sucks here.
I mean, you get by.
Okay, but that's really extreme. I come from the Underdark. I understand extreme, but like really on the surface, come on.
I mean, people are the real monsters.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why I prefer creatures most of the
Anything can be a
time.
monster if they try hard enough.
Yep, I prefer creatures.
know-
Most of them just are what they are without, trying to deceive.
As we just watch them scoop up Esther, I'm just like, I don't think Esther has been eaten before. I honestly don't know what will
I
happen.
hope not.
Well, typically, once
kind of messed up.
once a familiar dies, they return to the spirit plane from which they came.
I say, I'm glad Esther, isn't experiencing this and was swiftly taken out.
Oh
but,
yeah, that
like,
was what I was thinking of too. Like, I hope he
Well,
doesn't.
yeah.
I don't think anyone wants to experience being eaten.
Every
be honest.
time Esther dies, it's just blood. Like it's bloody, and it's they do not poof. They just it's grotesque. Each and every
well, I'm
time.
glad you have less emotions, so this isn't,
Traumatizing.
very upsetting for you every time.
Do you know how many times Esther has died?
I know it's probably been a lot, but still, like, for me, it would still hurt every time,
I mean, I've heard story of adventurers that have been revived countless times. They seemed alright.
Well, yeah, it's sad to see, your companion go over and over and over again. Even if you know they'll come back, it's still, you don't want them to be hurt.
Well, yeah, but
It is the way it is.
As you're all discussing this, Reginald finally returns. Looks over to you, Matthew, is like, was that your bird?
Esther always comes back.
My deepest apologies for your loss. Regardless, the master will be out of the house tomorrow night for a private function. The guards will be light. It is the perfect opportunity.
Perfect.
Let us not try to kill anyone. I feel that would
course.
complicate things.
I mean, very fair. I'd rather not.
As you're discussing this, you do notice heading over to the house is the assassin from the cafe that escaped.
Sheesh, this is a busy street, ain't it?
Needless to say. Do you recognize them at all? I'm talking to, Amelia and our dear butler.
I mean,
Oh, he looks like the. Yeah.
Is it that the assassin from the cafe?
Well, yes, but does he look familiar since he's coming back here?
Yes,
I
he's
didn't know
from the
maybe-
cafe. We should probably run.
Well, yes, obviously. Which obviously we'd know, but what is it? Virgil is still wondering if they look like a familiar person to them.
Well, I've never seen them around the abode. It's likely he recruited a local mercenary group.
Gotcha.
I guess I could. Can I do an insight check?
Yes.
If that's possible.
What are you inciting?
See if maybe he's a part of the Bloodblade gang. Because he could have ties with them for all I know.
That's gonna be a high DC, but sure, go ahead.
Yeah.
You're
18 actually.
Hard to tell.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Very hard. Like, the assassins you were fighting back at the cafe, they didn't have any symbols, they didn't have any markings or anything like that. So, like, it's very apparent they didn't want to be identified. Right, so... what does the party wish to do?
I mean, I suppose at this point we'd want to, of course, we'd be leaving, but
Alright.
preparing and looking over things to know how we're going to take care of things the following day.
Okay. Well, for starters, you head for the nearest gate. So, you're
Yeah.
easy enough. You're out of the central district, which... now it's just going to be much, much harder for them to find you. Right, so... anything.
Getting out of here and not getting ratted out by an assassin seems important.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Which we are doing.
How injured does the assassin look?
Injured?
We can incite violence.
Give me 1 second, and I can tell you.
Duskin out here looking at the guy like, I wasn't done with you.
2/3 of his health?
Gone or still having?
He still has 2/3.
Oh yeah, he had an insane health pool.
Alright.
What were you thinking?
I mean, certainly not trying to kill him now if he has that much health left.
Yeah, right?
Bro doesn't even look bloodied. So...
Well, he jumped off a rooftop and then ran, so...
pretty slow if we beat him here.
Right?
You...
No, I imagine he had time to rest.
Like, you notice that he is bandaged up a fair bit, so it's likely he tended to those wounds first.
Yeah.
Instead of reporting the very important fact that Abigail is back in town, so... like, just from that fact alone, you can tell not the most professional group. Especially since he's the sole survivor.
I mean, it doesn't help that he certainly still has a lot of hits left in him, and we're in the middle of the city street.
Yeah, if he looked like on death's door, like I could, alleyways, assassination, like I could see that happening. But
please do not
just...
try to assassinate someone in the middle
broad
of the
daylight,
central
yeah.
district. Once again, the Griffin Knights will be on you in mere moments. And he points up at
idea.
these little sort of towers above each gate, and you do notice couple griffin heads poking their heads out up there, looking around.
Oh,
So, Reginald, how are we getting in here at night?
That might be a fair bit more difficult, wouldn't it? I doubt we'll be able to just waltz in again.
Is there, I guess, a public place that we could just hang out?
I mean, yes, but what kind of public place are you wanting to hang out at?
Like, if we could just wait till nighttime, if you don't think that this individual is going to hand out wanted posters of all of our bases.
You have until tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. Ugh.
Are you yawning?
No, that was it. That was like a sheesh. Exaggerated, it wasn't a yawn.
How the hell would your character be yawning?
you're so fucking awake right now.
You are
Yeah,
so
RP.
awake.
I think the moment you yawn, you're on the ground, knocked out.
Anyway, what's the party doing? Like, as it stands right now, looking at the sky, the sun is getting ready to go down because you've been here a while. So you still have an entire day in the city, and then tomorrow night is, I assume, when the party wants to do this thing.
Okay, we can... Do we want to go back to the airship and prepare bullshit?
I mean, we could always visit my family.
Oh yeah, that's
True. We still haven't done that.
Yeah, I mean, I do kind of live here.
Alright.
What time of day is it right now?
It's getting later in the day. The sun is not going over the horizon just yet, but it is low in the sky.
Well, I mean, we could go get dinner at one of my favorite places.
I mean, that sounds good to me.
Yeah.
So, it's this place. It's called the Pound Cake. Hang on.
Hanging on.
Holding on.
I assume you have notes for this place.
Of course. Yes, the Pound Cake Workshop. It's a bit of a misleading name. They don't just make cakes, but the serving sizes are ludicrous.
Oh,
Ludicrous.
So I hope everyone's hungry.
Oh dear.
I guess
My stomach is quite small, but I will try.
Okay. I will just... this one will do nicely. It's a bit of a walk. You end up going around town.
Bring it around town.
Yeah, and eventually you end up on this street and this delightful little building across from an inn. The Pound Cake Factory. Oh, I just
the Pound Cake Workshop.
Pound Cake Workshop. I just got
Yep.
that.
Mhm. Absolutely clever.
I get it.
I don't get it.
Legally, you can't use factory.
Oh, not yet. Okay. I was like, I've never heard of a pound cake fat. And then you said cheesecake. I was like, okay, now it sounds familiar.
Right, so you head inside and they're like, okay, so, table for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7?
Sure.
Yeah.
Alright, it's a tiny bit of a wait. They don't actually have tables that big, so they have to put 2 tables together and get a few chairs. But you are eventually seated and presented with the menu. And the waiter is like, can I start you folks off with something to drink?
I guess I'll have some water.
Yeah, water's a good idea.
Yeah, water.
Okay, so 7 waters, got it.
Waters.
She
Let's just leave the picture with
7
you.
waters.
walks away from
Waters.
this boring ass drink order.
Fuck you up, man.
Kind of thought Matthew was gonna ask for wine.
He's got too much coffee on his mind. He can't
Bro, I can't think.
think.
I guess I was just feeling boring today. I don't know.
Today is had fun. Is tomorrow clarity? We will not know.
We will not know.
Right, so your waters all arrive. Waters. Cups flooded with waters. Flooded with water, in case you don't talk like a friggin' idiot.
Fuck you.
Said it for the people at home.
Talk away what?
And she's like, alright, so what will you be having tonight?
Can I see the binder?
And she hands it to you.
Relic opens up the hilariously large binder of all of the food options.
Oh dear.
All right, I'm gonna need a few minutes because I'm still in the A's.
Oh my.
Yeah, let me flip to the section that's categorized by taste instead of
Somehow this
alphabetized.
dwarfs my books, and I don't know how to feel about that.
The waitress is like, okay, take your time. I'll be back. She
Comes back an hour later.
She goes off to handle some of the other customers.
So we're feeling like savory, sweet, umami. Oh no, there's a combination section. There's way too much here.
Is there something, I don't know, simple?
Well, there's the simple section. Relic lifts up about 50 pages.
Oh, I see.
It doesn't help that there's only like 2 items per page because they needed to have an illustration and list all of the ingredients, which you could swap out basically any ingredient. Honestly, you could just like tell them a stack of ingredients and they'll probably just make it for you, but typically that ends up like a salad.
I see.
I used to just come here and order either like meat or a lot of chocolate. Like you can get a chocolate fountain and just a variety of different fruit and bacon.
Can't forget the
Interesting.
bacon.
Yeah, Like, they have a lot of good desserts here, but, like, surprisingly, this is the entire dessert section. Relic holds up, like, half of the size.
Hold up.
Hold up.
I think it's about to crash.
Oh
Mm.
I didn't know the food menu could crash.
Yep.
no! My binder is too large, it crashed!
Yes, it does seem that,
Yep, a crash.
Yep. Thanks
Hey,
a
I'm
lot,
assuming-
external hard drive.
Waitress, I believe my menu blue screened. What do I do?
The
Magic
pages,
blue screen.
the pages are just like flying everywhere.
So
It's-
Foundry Virtual Tabletop stops working, but the music, which is on the same drive, by the way, is totally fine.
Yes.
That's
All of these-
fair.
Pages just say error. Does an error taste good? I can't say I've ever had it.
Let me fix this.
Yeah, I'm not.
Okay,
First
so
mistake.
nothing wants to work anymore, so we're gonna do stuff for the sake of brevity now.
I thought we were just gonna wrap up session for the day because it's already 9:30.
Yeah, we're probably gonna wrap up here in a minute. Just get some visuals. Yeah, okay. So, dinner time. And I'm not talking about Matthew's dead bird here. Right, so... Sorry,
How do we-
Steve, you had a really great bit going. Did you want to finish that bit?
Now Relic is stuffed after ordering all of the food.
Okay.
All of the errors.
So, I'll say, for the sake of brevity, you all have your fill. It is delicious. This was a really good recommendation for a restaurant. And then you, I assume you'll do your parents' house tomorrow.
Virgil, that salad is the size of your head.
Yeah!
You didn't even order that salad.
I can't. I don't want to say anything.
I mean, they're just gonna keep bringing you food until you say something.
I know.
That is an entire loaf of bread.
I do like bread.
You,
Oh, that's a second loaf of bread.
Oh no! Please
Virgil,
stop. I'm good.
Virgil,
Oh,
know,
that's a
I've-
third.
I've never been to a place that has an all-you-can-eat gruel buffet.
Virgil, you,
Just shit on a grill, just bowl after bowl in front of
It's
him.
the same. It's the same gruel. There's no difference. The oats, maybe.
Virgil, you feel a little tap on your shoulder as I... Yeah, finish that.
Oh no! Here, man.
And your airship
Just buy
pilot
everyone
is sitting
gruel.
there. You have no idea where it came from. What the hell?
I can't eat all this. I have a small stomach, so have your fill of whatever I got in front of me.
He fits an entire loaf of bread in his mouth.
Oh my god!
His mouth just unhinged.
Reminds me to bring you
I-
to an eating
I don't
contest.
I don't even know how to react to that. It just his mouth opened 10 times its size.
He's like
I
a
am
snake. He
scared.
unhinged his jaw.
Yeah.
I'm taking you to an eating contest, man.
Looks
It
at all
was
of you.
like something out of a cartoon.
Looks at all of you and is like, well,
Wait, this world doesn't
That's
know
just
what
that is a
Uh,
talent we didn't know you had.
there's something on my face.
Just a little right there. A little like. Oh, no problem. Some of the bread got on his face when he unhinged his jaw.
Relic looks over to Adeline, who, due to needing to stay incognito, has a singular food item in front of them. A peasant bowl of soup.
Oh,
May or may not be a little rude, but
Relic
is-
smugly eats a chocolate-covered strawberry.
It is extremely rude, to which Reginald hands her a bowl of salad and a bit of bread and this really good-looking steak, actually.
Now everyone's gonna know that you got specifically the soup to stay undercover.
You don't-
Everyone's eating ridiculous stuff, man.
Wouldn't it be
Re-
more
re-
odd if she was eating less?
Hang on, can you repeat? Hey, give me a second. Relic stands on top of his chair to see over the mountain of food to look at Reginald. Can you repeat that?
Would it not be more conspicuous if she was eating less than everybody else?
Well, we can afford this food.
Wow, Ralph.
Adeline looks at you and is like, I've got pocket money.
What kind of peasant are you? Relic sits back down. All you can see is the tip of his hat as more food is placed on the table.
As you say this, Adeline freaking stands up and says, you know what, Relic? You're short.
Take that back.
You do that big.
All you can see is the tip of the hat flopping angrily.
She, let me think. She uses thaumaturgy to make your soup cold.
Can I use
She-
thaumaturgy to warm it back up?
No, you may not.
No, you may not.
I have.
She counterspells you.
Yeah,
Fuck you.
Adeline fucking counterspells your thaumaturgy.
We're just fighting over the thaumaturgy, so the soup is like doing weird things.
The soup is just going back and forth like steam, no steam. It's
It's just ruining the flavor profile. It's worse than if I
As
just
they're
did nothing.
going back and forth, Adeline eventually uses thaumaturgy to heat it to temperatures you are really uncomfortable with, Relic.
Relic has this entire time been eating a panini.
We've just
She uses
basically
thaumaturgy to
created
make your
like a
panini
microwave soup.
really, 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 really make him regret being born levels of spicy.
That's prestidigitation. Checkmate.
checkmate.
The soup has just become like what happens when you reheat soup in the microwave.
But like
Like,
80 times.
It's both hot and cold in the wrong places.
Relic looks at it. It's like, this is like half evaporated now. I'm honestly impressed. There's still frost on this side.
Right, so...
I'm surprised the bowl hasn't. Oh, the bowl just cracked. Okay, hang on. Relic starts grabbing spare loaves of bread to absorb the extra soup that is now leaking out.
Cast mending on the bowl.
As you go to try to touch the bowl, it burns your hand a little bit.
Ow. Relic starts using Mage Hand instead.
Mage Hand ends up being, like it starts okay, but then it burns the Mage Hand.
How was my Mage Hand being burnt? Relic stands up and looks over at Adeline. It's like, why? How are you not respecting the laws of magic?
As you do this,
There were
like,
laws?
she gets this really smug look on her face as she goes back to chomping on her steak.
Real low profile we're
Just-
holding here.
Just stares at you, slowly chewing her food.
It's okay. If any other table questions us, we would just be wizards. Am I right?
She continues staring, and eventually she's like, I'm sick of your shit.
Relic looks at Virgil and is like, this is why I wanted to leave her in the airship.
Did you want to come here in the first place?
You guys have to try to get along to some degree, you know? Be nice to each other.
How can I get along with someone who does this? Relic motions to the destroyed soup bowl and burned mage hand.
I have been calm and patient with you.
Have you?
You have been a little rude, Relic.
Yeah. You kind of just insulted her for just having basic soup.
No, I told her to have basic soup because that would fit. But she needs to have
peasant soup.
Yeah, that's a type of soup. Have you not heard of the peasant bowl? You make soup inside of a loaf of bread. It's actually very nice.
It is good.
Okay. Sounds like you were using it as an insult.
Me? Insult Adeline? How dare you insinuate such a thing?
Virgil cannot roll his eyes any harder than he is right now.
You literally just see, like, his eyeballs are now just completely white.
I hope you
Pupils
notice
are
me
in the
rolling
back of
my
his
eyes
head.
because I'm doing it as hard as I can.
No, I actually can't see you over the mountain of food. They keep bringing stuff.
I told him to stop! I already
So-
told him to stop!
I'll
dessert is
say,
starting to come.
I'm sorry to put a cap on the bit here, but let's say for the sake of brevity, an avalanche of food later, because we do need to move this along.
Fair enough.
An avalanche of food later. Everyone has their fill and then some. The bill is, of course, paid, and the party makes their way. Are we doing Relic's family today, or did you want to do that tomorrow?
We should do that next time.
Yes. Okay. So the party heads on back to the airship to figure out their next move. Lockpicking tools, grapple hooks, night vision goggles.
Wait.
It's just my eyes.
Sorry, dark vision goggles. Goggles enhanced with dark vision.
I'm just gonna assume it's a type of magic in this world.
Actually, it sounds kind of awesome. Anyways,
Right?
that's where we're gonna.
I mean,
Leave
judging by
off.
like how many fancy games and whatnot I've played that have had sci-fi elements, usually yeah, you just pass it off as a type of magic.
Who knows? They might be selling them at. What's it called?
That clothes store we went to.
WizCon.
was the
Magic Market.
Magic Market.
Magic Market.
Merging Market.
Murder Market.
Murder Market?
Ermagerd, Merging Market.
It's getting worse every time.
Hell yeah.
Sorry, no longer sound like Magic Market.
Right, so, good session. Low stakes today, aside from the dead bird, of course. But this,
I don't know, man. The stakes were packed pretty high on that table.
I wanted. Damn it, man! I'm just too proud to be mad at you.
Amelia is still shocked at the 4-foot cake that someone put on the table.
Holy shit!
I wanted this to be sort of the planning session because, like we're kind of short-staffed today. I wanted everyone to be here for the heist because
Oh yeah, of course.
fun
We
heist.
don't want to do that without Coco.
Yeah. So we'll get to that next time. And with that, thank you guys so much for watching. We love you very much, and we'll see you next time.